As you can see, different setup today. You already know it because we've been talking about it. We are live at Solomon Brothers Jewelers in Buckhead. I tell you about it every Monday. This location is at 17th floor, Tower Place. And man, this showroom
is sweet.
It's incredible. We got a little VIP event happening. People are rolling in. They're looking at jewelry. They're looking at watches. The bar is full as well. So an awesome time to get down here at Solomon Brothers Jewelers, Buckhead, Alpharetta, and Sharpsburg. Jake, Christmas is over here, almost here. So it's time to go.
It is. I came here today with the intention of getting Caroline's Christmas gift. Go ahead and check that off the box today. The only problem is we're sitting right here behind a great watch selection.
Yeah, I saw you eyeing those Rolexes up there.
Yeah, it's very tempting.
Yes.
We'll see how the night goes, but let's focus on what's important first. Let's have a great show. Let's enjoy everybody. Let's fellowship a little bit, and we'll just kind of see where the night takes us.
See where the night takes us. What's important now? That's how you win. As you know, and as you can see, Solomon Brothers Jewelers is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. So we're thrilled to be here for all of your holiday needs. It does not matter what your price point is. Head on over to Solomon Brothers. Tell them Punt and Pass sent you. You can get up to 10% off your jewelry purchase. Look at you. Where have you been today? You got the official Sterling Seacrest Pritchard vest on. Yeah. Looks like you've been maybe working a little bit.
Yeah, we've been working today. Had meetings.
Were you in Atlanta?
I was in Athens today. Okay. Came over today. Actually stopped by the office for the first time in a month.
Okay.
It's like, hey guys, you seen a ghost today?
Okay.
And picked up a few things. Heading to South Georgia tomorrow to make the rounds. So. Man,
South Georgia tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right.
Pounding the streets, pounding the pavement.
Yeah, man. Well, you told me this, and I've stolen it, but I always give you credit. Who told you in order to get hit by the luck bus, you've got to be in the street? I think that's great. I absolutely love that.
Dude, it's so good. I got credit to my guy, Murphinator. Up there in Philly, my duck hunting buddy. He's the guy, man. If you need a catchy phrase, comment,
that's it.
He's your guy.
If you are going to get hit by the luck bus, you have to be in the street, which means you got to be out there. You got to be moving and shaking in order to hit a big lick like Jake's doing now in the insurance world. You look very professional.
Do we look good?
Vest, though. Yeah. I'd never seen you in a vest. I'm a big vest guy. I like it.
Yeah. I'm still kind of morphing into it. Playing ball, it's basically Lulu sweatpants and a sweatshirt every single day. Nobody dresses up. There's no reason to. And so, kind of getting new. I had to revamp the wardrobe a little bit.
Okay.
So, wife, she still doesn't know how she feels about it, but
really,
she says I look good every day leaving. So
it's a good dad fit, and it makes it look like you're quasi-professional. So
yeah.
I'll give you that. That's why I wear them.
Quasi-professional.
And you know what it does best? Like in the winter months, it kind of slenders up the midsection a little bit if you have a big dinner.
Problem is my wife bakes way too much, way too good.
That adds up quickly.
Hey, Thanksgiving, Christmas is right around the corner. We do it big in the Fromm household. We love to eat. So.
What's your favorite thing that she's baking right now?
Well, she made, so imagine here, think. She kind of concocted it the other day.
Okay.
Imagine the texture of a biscuit, the shape of a scone.
Okay.
Pecans in it, but on the top is a drizzle frosting with cinnamon in it. So it tastes like a cinnamon roll, but with a biscuit texture. Very good. Had one today after lunch.
That sounds great. Does she sell them?
No selling. But you can check out her baking blog at From Scratch on Instagram.
There you go.
Kind of catchy. And check her out. So she'd love for you to check it out and try something and bake something.
At From Scratch.
Yep.
Perfect. I like the vest. You know what I wore today?
Tell me.
It's cold outside. I wore my backer warm one. This thing right here is so dialed. I'm telling you, people, go to backer.com, hit us up for a promo code. This one right here, the winter coat, Jake.
I wore it for the game.
It's like
it was sweet.
It's super warm.
It was awesome.
I mean, it's cold outside in Atlanta. Going to continue to be cold as we're obviously into December, but officially licensed Georgia gear, bckr.com.
Yep.
You can hit them up on social media at bckr.hq. But man, this thing right here, comfortable and legit.
It's the real deal. Got the real G on it. Got the Power G, high-end materials, fits good. Done right, man. Backer does it right.
Absolutely. Hey, this episode of Punt and Pass also presented to you by our awesome partners over at PrizePicks. You already know it by now. Every Thursday episode throughout the entire season presented to you by PrizePicks. Download the PrizePicks app. Use the promo code PUNT. You get an instant $50 into your account when you play your first $5 entry. The NFL is going strong. College basketball, NBA, They have everything. And of course, they'll get you ready for the college football playoff as well. Team picks, culture picks, player picks. They've got it all. Download the PrizePicks app. Use the promo code PUNT. And when you do that, you get an instant $50 when you play your first $5 entry. Today's episode of Punt and Pass is brought to you by Umberto Injury Law. If you've been hurt in an accident and need a team that fights for you like we fight on the field, Umberto Injury Law is here for you. Umberto and his team know what it takes to win, and they'll stand by your side every step of the way. Visit UmbertoInjuryLaw.com to learn more or call them 770-888-8901. 770-888-8901. Umberto Injury Law. They're right here in Atlanta. We are in the heart of Atlanta at Solomon Brothers Jewelers. This is fun. Are you ready to get into it?
Yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot going on here. There's so much to look at. I mean, it's very distracting, but dude, I'm dialed in to talk about some college football.
All right, let's do it. So obviously the biggest storyline this week has been the 12-team college football playoff that was released on Sunday afternoon. And the biggest news coming out of that, Jake, was the fact that 1, Notre Dame's out. 2, Alabama's in. 3, Miami moves up after not playing a game. And now all of a sudden the national conversation is, why did Notre Dame get left out? Notre Dame has decided they will not be playing in a bowl game. The memes on social media have been incredible.
The crying leprechaun with the ball and taking it home.
It's hilarious. I like to play like a champion today. It says quit like a champion today. But Jake, my first thing is this, not playing in a bowl game in the last 3 years has kind of been in vogue. You see teams do it for multiple reasons. A lot of kids transfer. Yep. Maybe you don't have a head coach. But when you are one of the first teams out or the first team out in the college football playoff, we have not seen a team essentially take their ball and go home. That's exactly what's happening in this scenario. And of course, now we're in a 12-team playoff, so it's much different than when it was just a 4-team playoff. But one of the things that I've seen, and it's kind of just rubbing me the wrong way, Notre Dame alumni, current players in the NFL that went to Notre Dame, people in the media that have Notre Dame ties, now they're all carrying the Fighting Irish water. And they're trying to rationalize why it was the right reason for Notre Dame not to play. What are your initial thoughts?
Yeah, and one, it's kind of surprising because their head coach is Marcus Freeman, who is a stand-up guy who does all the things right. And you're like, man, this is kind of so out of character for maybe a Marcus Freeman coach football team. And, whether or not it's pressure from the athletic director or alumni, boosters, whatever it is, to me, at first, the initial reaction is I'm kind of caught off guard because that just doesn't seem like the Notre Dame that I know. And another interesting way to look at it, and you wouldn't kind of think about it unless you're actually playing football, but from a developmental standpoint, right? So in their statement, they're talking about they're looking forward and transitioning to the 2026 season.
Sure.
Well, to me, right after championship weekend, the 2026 season starts now.
Absolutely.
In developing your young football players, because you and I both know it is training camp
Bowl
all
practice.
Over again.
No question.
Bowl practice is tough. There is one-on-ones, there's twos-on-twos, and there is a very good opportunity to develop your young football players and get your roster ready for next year. So I don't know. 3 weeks of practice. We're talking anywhere from 15 to 20 practices. Yes, there's game prep mixed in that, but I don't know. If I'm a young player on that football team, I'm kind of upset because, man, that's a great opportunity for me to improve in my craft.
No, I have not heard that aspect being brought up yet as it pertains to Notre Dame making this decision. And correct me if I'm wrong, but early signees now, which just happened last week, they can practice.
They also get to practice.
So again, it's that development, that evaluation.
You get a first run. They get to, have hands-on coaching. They get to see it for what it really is.
Yeah.
Hey, you already... Like we had Devontae Wyatt, right?
Oh, yeah.
When I was in school.
NFL defensive lineman.
He came in. He was supposed to be in my class, had to go JUCO, and he came back, and we got to see him. We're like, dude, that guy is a baller.
Really?
And so
Day one.
Yeah, he was showing out and helping us during bowl prep because he would be on scout team, and he's wreaking havoc on everybody.
Wow.
And like story. You never know when you get those opportunities to. And like I had Carson Beck. Carson Beck got to come and be with us.
He was a mid-year guy.
Yeah, he was a mid-year guy.
Gotcha.
So then you get to see guys and get to see what they can and what they can't do, and how they would fit into the mold of what you're doing and what you're trying to build as a program.
So it was being reported that Notre Dame was set to go to the Pop-Tarts Bowl and play BYU, which would have been a matchup of the first two teams out of the college football playoff. Of course, Georgia Tech now playing in that game, representing the ACC in the Pop-Tarts Bowl against BYU. But now there's this conspiracy theory, Jake, that's been going around that supposedly Notre Dame, backing out of bowl season, is trying to send a message to ESPN. ESPN, of course, in partnership with the college football playoff. They air the ranking shows. They hold most of the games throughout the entirety of the playoffs. Pete Bavacqua, I think people need to know this. Pete Bavacqua, who is Notre Dame's athletic director, was the former chairman and or CEO of NBC Sports, right? So obviously Notre Dame has a long-standing partnership with NBC. Is there something happening here? Is Notre Dame really saying, you know what? No, if you didn't put us in the playoff, we're not going to allow you to latch onto our brand to gain ratings in the postseason. Brady Quinn talked about it. He's on Fox Sports now, but he discussed it and said, why on earth would Notre Dame help ESPN when ESPN essentially just jobbed them out of the college football playoff?
Yeah.
I don't follow that. And here's why. Out of the top 20 most watched games of the regular season this year,
8 out of 10.
Notre Dame was on one of those games.
Yeah.
Now, the SEC was the majority of those games.
Yeah.
So Notre Dame is saying, we've got the biggest brand in the country. They just want to use Notre Dame, even though they didn't keep us in the playoff. I think that discussion point, that narrative is definitely shifting. Notre Dame, I'm sorry, the brand is not what it used to be. Yes, you did play in the national championship last year, but here's what I mean by this. Out of the top 20 games in the regular season, most watched on TV, Notre Dame was in one of them. They played Miami on Labor Day night. The game was on ABC, and it was the only game on TV.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't want to hear it.
And they lost to Miami, to the team that got in. So
I don't want to hear it. I think the luster around Notre Dame's brand has been diminished over the years, and now it's on the brink of being tarnished based on how they're acting in this situation.
Yeah. One, I will start off by saying, if anybody knows what it feels like to be in that first game out,
yes, you're the poster child
of a college football playoff. Hey, I'm going to raise my hand and say, hey, that's me. Been ranked 5th the 2 years in a row after our run. Man, it absolutely sucks.
Yeah.
Right. And then, you kind of go on a messaging tour. Hey, who's fired up to play in this game? Who's not? Hey, that year in 2018, we played Texas. Nobody was focused.
Ready.
Nobody wanted to be there. In 2019, we learned from our mistakes, and we got guys on board who were there, who wanted to win, and were focused on winning a football game. And we went in and we won a football game.
You guys smoked Baylor that year.
We
right?
did.
Yeah.
We did. And so, you kind of get that, well, they weren't really in it. They're distracted. They didn't want to play in it. And they've completely removed themselves from that situation, that possible embarrassment. And I don't know. I'm not saying I don't like it, man. I think you sign up to play.
Yeah.
This is a part of what you sign up for. Honor your word, honor your commitment. And I think we give players a hard time and a hard rap on, opting out of bowl games and kind of letting your teammates down. What does it say when an entire
it's crazy
organization,
it's crazy
football team decides, hey, we're out of this? It is a slippery slope, and I am not a fan, and I do not like it.
Okay, so I hate to be talking about Notre Dame so much, but it is the biggest conversation point, obviously, with a lack of games going on now. Pete Bavacqua, the Notre Dame athletic director, he went on a press tour and said, our relationship with the ACC, of which Notre Dame is a partner school of, they are not a member school, but they are a partner school in football. Bavacqua said the relationship between the ACC and Notre Dame has been fractured. Right?
Wow.
Think about this. The ACC supposedly openly lobbied to the committee on Miami's behalf. Last weekend, the ACC network reran the Notre Dame Miami game, I think a total of 14 times over the weekend.
Yep.
And Notre Dame is a partner school in football, but all of their other sports are ACC members. So Pete Bavacqua not happy about the situation, and it was reported on Tuesday in an interview that the only commissioner that Pete Bavacqua, Notre Dame's athletic director, has talked to since Sunday's announcement that they wouldn't be in the playoff, SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey. Is there anything there?
I think that would be more for a reference and guidance.
Okay.
And, for maybe some insight on how to handle it, right? I mean, you look at the SEC, they're a poster child for how a conference should be ran.
Absolutely.
Is there any room for Notre Dame in the SEC? I don't think so.
Could be. If you go get another team.
Florida State?
Clemson? Miami?
I don't know. I mean, I do think college football is gearing up for these super conferences.
Sure.
And we saw that, with the demolishment of the Pac-10, 12. That's not there anymore.
That's right.
Pac-4 now.
Yeah.
So, man, that has been liquidated. And so now you're like, these are the power conferences. We're going to run the show. There's buying leverage. There's power in that. And back to TV ratings and money.
Yeah, and keep in mind, next year, Notre Dame's clause with their contract between them and the college football playoff states that if they are ranked in the top 12, they get an automatic bid in the college football playoff. So I don't think they're looking to join a conference officially. It kicks in next year. I'm sorry, Notre Dame, if you're in the top 12 at the end of the regular season, you've made it to the college football playoffs, so they're not going anywhere.
Can we talk about
they're crying this much this year.
Can we talk about how crazy that is?
It's crazy. It really is crazy.
So just insert Vandy, right? Say Vandy is in there.
Yeah.
They're the 9th ranked team, so to speak, and then you have your 3 conference champions who may not be ranked quite as high. And you're just going to kick Vandy out, and you have Notre Dame at rank 12.
Yeah. I guess so.
That is nuts.
I know. It's
can we
nuts.
talk about the treatment that this is? I mean, it's
the most preferential treatment you could ever imagine. And again, that's what makes me so shocked as to how they're acting this year when they're 12 months out of this clause that no conference has and no other team has.
Yes.
Bizarre.
Yeah. Then again, do you kick out a team that's deserving, that's ranked high enough to get BYU or do you kick out a conference group of 6 conference champion?
Yeah. We'll see how it shakes out. Think about it. BYU was an independent school a couple of years ago. They joined the Big 12 to be able to compete legitimately for a college football playoff spot. Yet Notre Dame gets this preferential treatment. Last thing, should it be more of a conversation about Notre Dame getting out or Alabama not moving in the rankings and staying in?
Yeah. We talked about the 2023 Georgia football team, undefeated, a chance to three-peat and do something hugely monumental. And they lose by 3 points on a neutral site and get dropped 5 spots.
It's
5 spots.
And even worse that year, you can make the argument, was Florida State. They were undefeated conference champs and they didn't even make the playoff.
So this is
crazy.
This is something that we've seen happen before. It didn't happen this time. Is it because it's Alabama or is it because they're trying to maybe right their wrongs?
Sure.
I don't know, but man, something's up. You could tell because they talk about this eye test all the time, which was their reasoning for putting Notre Dame in. Because if you look at any metric, Miami should be in, or BYU should be in, or maybe Vandy should be in. But you talk about the eye test. Alabama did not pass that eye test on Saturday.
No, they really didn't for the last 4 weeks. And yes, I'll agree. Maybe they have the best win out of all top 12 teams at Georgia. They did have a really good 4-week stretch where I think they were on the road 2 or 3 times and they beat 4 straight
they had a
top
stretch
20 ranked teams. But over the last 5 weeks, it has not been the same. And that was evidenced most on Saturday when Georgia took them down. So look, I don't think this conversation's going anywhere.
No.
I think it will only be brought even more so up as we work towards the first round of the playoffs, which, of course, are next Friday and Saturday. This weekend, though, we've got the American Classic Army-Navy game, which I'm excited about. We'll touch on that a little bit later. I think the college football awards are given out on Friday, and then Saturday is the Heisman Trophy ceremony. And there's 4 invitees, 4 finalists. I think we probably all expected that to be the case. Fernando Mendoza, Indiana quarterback, Julian Sayin, Ohio State's quarterback, Jeremiah Love, Notre Dame's running back. Is he going to show up? He probably ain't going to win, so he should just not show up, right? I guess that's the standard that they've set. And then, of course, Diego Pavia, the quarterback.
That was good. You were waiting on that
Vanderbilt.
one.
I really wasn't. That just came to me.
You waited on that one.
Thank you so much. Did Mendoza clinch it on Saturday night with Indiana's win over Ohio State to finish? The Hoosiers finish undefeated on the season. They're Big Ten champs. They take down the number 1 ranked team. Mendoza is the favorite, Jake. He's minus 1,000 at BetOnline. Diego Pavia right behind him at plus 425. And then Jeremiah Love, 125 to 1. He's not going to win. Julian saying 500 to 1. He's not going to win, but they had great seasons enough to get that invite.
Yeah, I still stand by my statement. I think we should retroactively go back and give it to Ashton Genty.
Yeah, you've been on
from last year. I really do, man. Because when you look at kind of, pound for pound and you compare stats to quarterbacks who've won it in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not even on the same
No,
strategy.
This year it's just not flashy. The statistics are
not at all.
flashy.
And they tried to push and pump Diego Pavia a little bit.
I know. He worked hard. And he did his job.
He had a couple weeks, especially when they were pushing it hard. But it's definitely Fernando Mendoza's to win. When you talk about what he's done for his team, where they're at, beating Ohio State, I think in the conference championship was sealed victory when we talk about the Heisman. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit underwhelmed when it comes to this class. I really think Aston Genty should have won.
We all know. You told us that a lot.
Sure.
Do you think with the expanded playoff now and most likely expanding even more to 16 teams.
Should we wait? Yeah.
Do you think that the Heisman Trophy should move back their voting period to look at some of these postseason performances, or is this a regular season conference championship weekend award as it's been in the past?
Yeah, I don't know. I would really like to see it maybe pushed because I think the playoffs are that important.
Yeah.
I think, man, you
now that would hurt somebody like Diego Pavia. He's not in the playoffs.
It would. No, you're right. That is a very good argument. But you take normally, right, 2 or 3 guys that are kind of fighting for this award in the playoffs and what they do. I mean, you got 3 or 4 games that you have to win in order to win a national championship. There's a lot that can happen
100%
in those couple games. I mean, you start throwing up a couple 300, 400-yard games, a couple of touchdowns.
Torching some really good defenses. Or a defensive player, creating turnovers, special teams plays. I do think that there's an opportunity for that to happen. I heard Tim Tebow talking about it earlier this week, and he went the other way. He goes, look, man, like this award is a regular season and conference championship award. That broadens the scope for people who would be evaluated for it. And he said maybe you come up with a different award of a postseason MVP or something like that. But I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent about it. I get it. I totally agree with you. And I do think that you could vote just solely based on postseason performances, and it could really sway how you vote for the Heisman when you're looking at the totality of a season.
I'm totally blanking right now, but how does the NFL do it?
The NFL, the MVP is given the night before the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I believe the voting, I don't know when the voting cuts off. It might be at the end of the regular season. Maybe you get a couple of weeks during the playoffs to further evaluate, but the award's given out before the Super Bowl happens. So I don't know. I'd have to find out. That's a good question. I was actually about to bring that up.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
You would say that's a pretty good model.
100%.
And, generally the guy that you think should get it, gets it.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. It'd be a probably good model to model after the NFL. Your
friend, Josh Allen, the current NFL MVP, he won it last year. I don't think he's going to win it this year. Bills. They better get right or else they're not going to make the playoffs. Hey, we're at the beautiful Salomon Brothers Jewelers right here in Buckhead, 17th floor, Tower Place, a little live VIP event. The showroom is rocking. They've got beautiful stuff in here and these Rolex watches right in front of us, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. This episode of Punt and Pass is presented to you by our awesome partners at PrizePicks. Download the PrizePicks app today. You know the drill. It is the best time of the year. It makes the holidays more fun. There's no questions about that. Use the promo code PUNT. When you play your first $5 entry, you will get $50 instantly added to your account. Follow them on social media as well. They are at PrizePicks and PrizePicks.com. Every week we talk about the big hits in football. Off the field, Umberto Injury Law is the team that protects you when life hits hard. If you've been injured, Umberto and his team break down every detail and fight for the best result. Visit UmbertoInjuryLaw.com and let them go to work for you, or call them 770-888-8901. That's UmbertoInjuryLaw.com. All right, did you see the news out of Oxford?
No.
Ole Miss getting back most of their offensive staff for the college football playoffs. So I guess some agreement got made between Lane Kiffin and the athletic department.
Just not Lane. Anybody but Lane.
So all these coaches who are going to be at LSU.
Yeah, Charlie Weiss Jr., right?
Charlie Weiss Jr., Joe Cox, my former teammate at Georgia.
Joe Cox is there?
Oh, yeah. He's back in the mix at Ole Miss. He's going to LSU.
No way. I did not know that.
Joe's going to LSU. So now all these guys will be there. Lane Kiffin even tweeted out today, go win it all, with like a fire emoji. You should see the responses on that tweet. People I'm sure. You're crazy. You're not here anymore. Get out of here. But do you think this matters? They're going to get the majority of their offensive staff back after all the drama last week when Lane decided to leave, them getting on the plane. Now they're back in Oxford. They are LSU employees, but they get to coach at Ole Miss.
So I will say they are going to be a different football team.
Yes.
Could they be a better football team? I don't know.
Yeah.
Could they be a worse football team? Odds are probably. And I was surprised.
Do you think Tulane has a legit chance to win?
No. Tulane does not. No,
okay.
They advanced to the second round. So they'll play Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. But they're going to be a different football team. How good they're going to be, I have no idea. I do think Lane, there's a reason why he's the next head coach at LSU.
Sure.
There's a reason why he has built Ole Miss up until this point. Say whatever you want about him, but I do think the 6 years in Oxford was really good for him. He's developed a very strong program, obviously recruits very well. Ole Miss is going to be different, and I was surprised to see the committee not show that in the rankings at all whatsoever. They didn't drive.
I know. I could not agree more.
I think Texas A&M is a better football team straight up anyway than Ole Miss is, and they still have Texas A&M ranked behind Ole Miss. So very interesting to me. I think they could have gone a lot of different ways about it, and they just chose to not touch it.
Yeah, it's just so funny to me because Ole Miss was so hardcore on Lane. Get out of here, and you're no longer welcome. Now they're getting ready for their first-round playoff game, and it kind of seems like the athletic department running them back a little bit. We need help. Help us out.
You mentioned this after Florida fired Billy Napier, and you liked that the bye week was the next week because you and I both know sometimes
you get that little bump.
There is that push and that rally cry behind whoever, the interim guy is, because generally it's a beloved guy in the organization, right. A guy who has no grudges against anybody. It seems like Pete Golding is that guy.
Yeah, but now they've had 2.5 weeks off.
You're exactly
right.
So
is that luster gone? I think so. I think Tulane's going to play them close. They got boat raced earlier in the year. Tulane was injured across the board in that game. Look, it's a playoff game. They've got a lot of time to prepare. Lane Kiffin's not there. Inconsistencies on the offensive staff. I just think Tulane is certainly a live dog, catching 17.5 points. James Madison going to take on Oregon. They are a 21-point underdog. My question to you is this. Is it already signed, sealed, and delivered? Are those two group of 6 teams going to get boat raced? Will they not even be a game? Because let me remind you, last year in the first round of the college football playoffs, Ohio State blasted Tennessee. Texas drubbed Clemson. Notre Dame smoked Indiana. And Penn State crushed SMU. They were not competitive whatsoever. And those were some blue-chip teams.
Yeah.
So do you think it's more of the same with these group of 6 teams making it?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Bad for ratings, bad for guys like us who want to talk about games and upsets and the coulda, shoulda, wouldas. But I don't think these games will be close. I think they'll be. Vegas usually has it right, kind of about whatever those lines are, 14, 17.5, whatever they're going to be. But I don't know, man. It's just going to be tough for these teams to compete with the caliber players that these guys have, especially with rest.
Yeah.
With rest.
Yeah.
And you let these teams rest and kind of build back up and develop a really good game plan for these, it's going to be tough.
Look, I totally agree. I think Tulane keeps it close. I don't think James Madison.
Because normally when you play a inferior opponent like this, usually it's in the middle of the year. Right. There's distractions. We don't have to focus quite as much. But hey, when this team stands in the way of a national championship,
absolutely,
you get 100% focus.
No doubt.
And so that's why those games last year were boat races, and why I'm expecting it to be a boat race again this year.
No question about it. I did see today Georgia offensive coordinator Mike Bobo is a finalist for the Frank Broyles Award, which goes to the top assistant coach of the year. Brett Thorson is a finalist for the Ray Guy Award for top punter of the year. I'll just go ahead and say I did vote for him. I hold a vote for that. I voted for Mendoza for the Davey O'Brien Award, which is quarterback of the year. Yeah. And then I get one more vote. What is it? Oh, the Lou Groza Award. Who did I vote for? I forget, but he had really good stats. So there you go. He did good. Those come out on Friday. Hey, did you see this? I'm going to touch on this quickly. This came out today. The University of Utah is finalizing a $500 million private equity partnership formed with an entity outside of, but associated with the Utah Athletic Department. This is crazy. The gloves are off. Private equity entering into college sports.
Wow.
They have formed an entity which they will infuse all of this capital into. It's not associated with the athletic department or the university. However, all of the employees and the operations fall under this new entity. So Utah's athletics is going to be funded and subsidized by private equity. Jake, I've got a lot of thoughts about this. If you'd like me to discuss them, you can ask questions in return.
No, go ahead, and I'll ask questions as you rattling it off. You obviously know more about this.
I just think it's crazy.
And a prep for this. This is crazy.
Yes,
slippery slope.
Very slippery slope.
Who gets paid? What?
Yes.
I want to know.
Well, private equity isn't getting into college sports to support college athletics. No. They're not getting into college sports for better tickets at University of Utah football games. They're getting into college sports to make money.
Yeah.
And that will be at the expense of a lot of things that are probably known as commonplace at the University of Utah. Here's my thought. College sports is in trouble across the board, most notably college football, right? Screaming out for help. NIL, transfer portal, the schedule. We've talked about it time and time again. These athletic departments are trying any way they can to find new revenue streams. They're bleeding.
Yeah.
They're dying on the vine. Private equity smells blood in the water. They smell blood in the water. These do, and you know what? That's the business model. Like, I'm not faulting them whatsoever. They see the opportunity. They have a playbook, and this is their target. I think it's a slippery slope, Jake, and I think it will be very interesting to see how this really kind of gets formalized, but all those reports came out on Tuesday.
Yeah, how this plays out in practice, I'm going to be so interested in it. Will we see other teams starting to implement this? I think you're going to see
There's been a lot of teams like thinking about it, but this is the first one to jump in.
Yeah, especially like these bubble teams, like Utah. Like, hey, we have to find money somewhere, somehow, some way in order to compete.
$500 million.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of dough. A lot of scratch.
That is $500 million.
That is correct. Very well said. So I just wanted to add that in there. I think it's a big breaking news story, not only in college football, but all of college athletics. Private equity's here. They're here to stay. And again, they want to make money. They're not putting $500 million in as a donation. They're trying to turn that into $1, $2, $3+ billion. Hey, did you see the clips coming out of Kirby's pregame speech, SEC championship?
I haven't yet, no.
Talking about how we want to drag him out into the deep water and drown him. It was awesome. I think it was most impactful because he was so calm when he said it.
Yeah.
He was not rah-rah standing up. He was just said, hey, you know what to do. We're going to take him, drag him out past the surf.
Yep.
Where everybody's sitting. He goes, and we're just going to drag him out. I was like, all right, I like that.
Which is funny because I don't remember what game it was, but he was doing a post-game presser and he said something similar to that. I think me and you both looked at each other and were like, yeah, like that's not quite the saying. I think is being said behind closed doors.
Oh yeah.
And finally, hey, this is what they're really saying behind closed doors. But I think they had some Navy SEAL training and guys come and speak to them.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what they're doing.
And then at halftime, it was even better because he was like, we got him. Yeah. Like now it's time to take them underneath. I was like, oh, this is great. And you and I were there. You were like, okay, here it is. I was sitting there a little hesitant just because of all the history in that stadium against Alabama. Yeah. And then finally, when it was 28-7 with like 6 minutes left, the party started.
No, yeah, they did it. Finished the fourth quarter. Not like my games at all. Where you're
That's okay. We forgive you.
You're stressed out the entire time. But man, they did a great job, man. They finished. They smelled blood in the water.
Yeah. They absolutely did.
And they took care of business.
They didn't move up at all in the college football playoff rankings. Just
crazy.
Settled in at 3 after a 21-point beatdown of Alabama. Man, how much fun are we having here?
Dude, this is awesome.
This is
really
great.
Cool, man. Seeing folks
got a little
pile in
house
here
back there. The bar's busy. Jaron Solomon about to join us here. The man, the myth, the legend himself. Can't wait to get him in here. A huge Georgia Bulldogs fan. Yeah. He's going to sit in here with us. We're going to learn a little bit about what Solomon Brothers has going on this holiday season for all of you. And, of course, ask him how many games he's been to. Did he go to the SEC championship game last weekend? Will he be going to the Sugar Bowl on January 1st? Can't wait to get him in here. Right after this, we'll be joined by Jaron Solomon of Solomon Brothers Jewelers. All right, we are back, joined by a very, very special guest, the man, the myth, the legend himself, President, CEO, Chairman of the Board of Solomon Brothers Jewelers, Jaron Solomon, thanks so much for being here, man. Thank you for hosting us on this awesome VIP night here in Buckhead.
It's not bad up here, right?
No, this is great. This is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Worst places to shop for jewelry.
No question about it. This is like your Super Bowl. We're taping this in early December. I mean, give us a little lay of the land. What are the showrooms like here leading up to Christmas?
Oh, man. So the calm before the storm, as you guys who are both probably late shoppers, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a
fact.
Not
big planners over here.
No, not at all.
So really the 10 days leading up to Christmas will be just chaos in here. It'll be wait times. We'll get everyone in and out. We apologize in advance for being a little quick, but it's crazy. Everyone's busy. Everyone's doing their thing, but work kind of slows down for everyone. That's second, third week of December, and it's shopping time.
Yeah.
So it's we encourage everyone to get out early, but it doesn't always happen.
No, it does not always happen. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs, a longtime partner of the Punt and Pass podcast. So we've really appreciated your support. It's great being here. What do you have in store for everybody who's going to be coming in to your showrooms? Any gifting guides, any special discounts? What do the people need to be looking out for?
Oh, that's a good one. So we actually, I was telling, the staff earlier, like we actually have deals this year. Usually it's like, we
got deals for you.
These fun little lines and we should do it. But, with gold prices being so crazy this year, which has been a huge topic of discussion, they've almost doubled this year. Wow. So it's kind of nuts. So we're running a couple tennis bracelet promos that are at the gold price from the beginning of the year.
Oh, excellent.
So it's actually because we bought it early. Yeah. So we're actually being transparent, being honest, saying, hey, we're not going to make more margin than we would usually make.
Sure.
So anything we have from really January of this year, we're giving at that price. So, you're talking about 2 carat total weights for $2,000, 3 carat for $3,000, 4 carat for $4,000. Those are now, if you were to buy a new one, you're talking about like $6,000 or $7,000.
Wow.
So it's actually a deal. And it's a deal because when they run out, I actually can't get it. So it's
That's
not
exactly
like,
right.
If it runs out, I can get you another one.
I came in with the intent to buy a watch,
for
Caroline, and we may walk out with something else.
There you go. So, I always tell people, Jaron, any price point, come to Solomon Brothers. They got whatever you need. I mean, this showroom here in Buckhead is incredible. I live closer to the Alpharetta one. That's awesome as well. And their newest location in Sharpsburg. It's the best for a reason. The bar is rocking. I love Solomon Brothers, as do all of our listeners. So appreciate your support, Jaron.
Yeah.
How many Georgia games did you go to this year? Were you in Atlanta for the SEC championship game last week?
Oh, man. So I think I got 7 under my belt this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Went to Knoxville for the first time.
Nice.
That was my first experience. What a game.
Yes.
Yeah, glad I didn't leave early.
There you go.
And I was in Atlanta for both the Tech game and, of course, the SEC championship. So it was pretty cool to be a part of it. And you guys know what a rare run this is.
Yeah, man.
Starting from
by this guy right here.
In the
I
Rose Bowl.
I know.
So it's, my wife was giving me grief, like, you're taking your kids to all these games and, like, he's not going to have anything to look forward to. I'm like, babe, this doesn't happen.
These are memories
time,
for a lifetime.
Like,
absolutely.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime coach. This is like, this is the big time. So we're excited, headed to New Orleans, and we'll see from there.
That'll be awesome. Now, you mentioned something to me before we jumped on, and I found it interesting. Jake and I have been talking for the past couple of weeks. Man, it would be awesome for Georgia to host a first-round playoff game.
Yeah.
You were inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You had a different thought. Now, please explain why.
Sure, yeah. It would be awesome for a Georgia fan. I couldn't agree more. But as a jewelry business owner in luxury sales, December 20th would not be a great day for them to have it. So I'm happy the showroom will be busy. The dogs have a bye.
Yes.
So Kirby, keep it up. Get to January 1st. I love that. The busy season's over.
There you go.
So it helped me out a lot.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah. What do you think about the playoff run?
Oh, man. I mean, listen, these guys, if they can get healthy and get some of the boys back, then I think it will be, there's no reason why we can't beat anybody. I think that's obvious, but we need to get a little healthier and, get some of the big wide receivers back. And
Colby Young, possibly.
Colby Young, possibly. I heard another name, maybe Ethan Barber, the tight end.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're talking about he could be ready as well. So, I mean, this month off is enormous for this team. And I think, too, Jaron, learning from last year, that long wait, going down to New Orleans. Obviously, Gunnar was starting his first time.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things that they couldn't control, of course, with the tragedy that did happen, and then Coach Smart's dad. Like, I think that will 100% become a big storyline, but they learned so much a year ago. I just inherently trust Kirby Smart to be able to make those changes heading into this one.
There's no question. I mean, this guy, talk about president and CEO, this is the best leader
it's crazy
I've ever seen. I was talking to my wife about it the other night. Like, I try and embody like some of the stuff that he says.
Dude, he's the best motivator.
It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
It's impressive. And I think having his dad pass away, you know, I know what that feels like. And I just think this is going to be an incredible culmination in New Orleans. I'm excited to be there for it. And I think they're going to come out and play for him and, you know, make it happen. So I'm excited to see it.
It really is special. And for Georgia fans, you know, you said it. These are the glory days. Like, we're living in it. Yeah. But with as crazy as college sports is right now, having Kirby Smart, Josh Brooks, Jerry Moorhead, like, aligned at the hip to lead Georgia through whatever the hell is going on across the country, like, we're lucky. Yeah, we're very lucky. There's no doubt.
We certainly are. And the culture that he's built is, you know what, it's not about the paycheck. And that's a pretty cool thing to have the right people in your organization, not necessarily the best people.
100%.
The right people. And I think that's been pretty cool to hear this year. So,
I mean, Jake, you talk about it often. Like, the way Kirby gets his players to buy in and follow the message and put their hand in the pile and work towards a common goal. It's even more rare now than it was when you were in school a couple of years ago.
Yeah, man, with all the distractions that are out there, you know, they could go here, go there, more instant gratification. Yeah. I think is a great coin and great phrase there. But man, he is getting the right people, just like Jaron said, to buy in to what they're doing and to develop. And then also more specifically about this game, Gunnar gets to go through this process again. So he's got that under his belt, the month off, the distractions. He's in a better position this year to lead this team in a Sugar Bowl than he was last year.
All right, so now I have a new goal, okay? And it has to do with our partnership, Jaron. Jake and I were at the Tech game Friday after Thanksgiving. We were doing TV post-game, and we were right by the players' locker room. Yeah. So they were all coming out of the locker room, going to see their families. And, dude, if you want to think these players don't make money right now, the jewelry they were wearing, the Louis Vuitton duffel bags they had, go-yard rollers, I'm going, what is going on? It was more than I saw when I was in NFL locker rooms. I know those guys probably don't listen to Punt and Pass because I'm a washed-up has-been giving my opinions, but we got to get some of those guys up in here because they'd be a really good fit in this show.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to call out anybody, but there's a few Cuban chains being worn by Solomon Brothers.
Okay.
You know, but I'm not saying those are good decisions, boys, or not. But it's,
if they're good decisions that they're bought here.
Great.
Only if they're bought here.
That's right.
But no, like the dog walk is like.
It's a fashion show. I mean, it really is. It's absolutely wild. I mean,
it's incredible.
Jake and I, like when I was in school, you would take your checking account down to like $6 and just wait for that next scholarship check.
I will never forget, like, you know, second week on campus, Mr. Miles taking you to Joseph A. Bank.
And to go get a suit.
To go get a suit, man. And like,
absolutely.
Hey, that was paid for by the university. That was part of your, you know, attendance check thing.
Yeah, that's
and like, man, like, dude, I'm wearing a suit. Like, this is
awesome. Buy a Joseph A.
Yeah. You know?
That is like, exactly awesome. Correct. Man, this is awesome. We have had so much fun being here at Solomon Brothers Jewelers for this special VIP event, live episode of Punt and Pass. A huge thank you to Jaron and Solomon Brothers for being awesome partners. Of course, Buckhead, Alpharetta, Sharpsburg. Come in, tell them Punt and Pass sent you. You can get up to 10% off your jewelry purchase. Check them out on social media at Solomon Brothers. This episode of Punt and Pass also presented to you by PrizePicks. PrizePicks has been an awesome partner. Download the PrizePicks app. Use the promo code PUNT. You get an instant $50 in your account after your first $5 entry, win or lose. And remember, Umberto Injury Law is your first call when accidents happen. Don't wait. Visit UmbertoInjuryLaw.com today. Umberto Injury Law, protecting people, fighting for justice, winning results. This has been an awesome episode, guys. Follow us at Punt and Pass. Subscribe to us on YouTube. I'm at Drew Butler. That's from Jake. Mr. Jaron Solomon. Jake, anything on the way out, my man?
No, I really hope I don't spend too much money here tonight, but if it's going to Jaron, man, we're all excited about it.
Absolutely. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we will talk to you on Monday. See ya.
We out.